Hi Tacoma, welcome back to your second grade TV classroom. Today is Friday, November 13th, and I'm Mrs. Oslin. As always, let's take a moment to check in with how we're feeling. Think about what zone you're in. Think about what's happening in your brain, your body. Think about our feelings tree and all the words that we've learned to describe emotions, not just happy and mad and sad, but to really describe how we're feeling and why. If you're mad, but you're really mad, feeling it really strongly on the feelings thermometer, you might say, I feel angry. Or if you were excited about something that didn't happen, instead of saying, I feel sad, you might say, I feel disappointed. You're going to think about your I message. I feel because Take some think time. I'm going to practice sharing my I message with Gus. Gus, I'm feeling tired this morning because my dog Mitch woke me up walking around on our hardwood floors with his long nails, and I could not get back to sleep after that. But I made him an appointment at the groomer, so he's going to have his nails done. See what I did there? I thought about how I was feeling and I came up with a plan so that I don't have to get woken up by Mitch again. Now, you take a moment and share your iMessage with your learning buddy, someone in the room, or with me here on the screen. You'll remember it's really important for us to think about how we're feeling and to be able to recognize when we're feeling something really strongly that we may say or do something that we regret or could hurt ourselves or someone else. And if we recognize that we are at that point, a 4 or a 5 on the feelings thermometer, we have our stop and stay cool steps that we can use. You'll remember the first step on the stop and stay cool steps is to say, I feel like I'm losing control. And then you stop. Third, you give yourself a chilly hug. And then fourth, you breathe in for 5 seconds and then blow it out really hard for 5 seconds. Let's practice doing that together. Then hopefully your brain and your body are in a better spot to think about your iMessage and express how you're feeling to someone. We've been talking about how to solve a conflict, and when you have a conflict or a problem with someone, it's totally normal and natural, but it's really important to figure out how to find a win-win solution. A win-win solution is both people get some of what they want, and both people feel okay with the situation. The first step on the peace path, which is the way that we solve a conflict, is to tell the problem, and we do that by using an iMessage, and then we allow the other person with whom we have a conflict to say it back so that we both know we know how each other feels. Next, we individually think about and brainstorm possible win-win solutions to the problem. Possible win-win solutions could be share, take turns, find something else to do, or if you can't think of anything, you can always get help from an adult. Once you've both had an opportunity to think about what could be some win-win solutions, you're going to have a conversation with each other and figure out which is the solution that you are going to try to solve the problem. Now, today is the first day in a new reading and writing unit that I'm very excited about. So I hope you had the opportunity to get your new reading and writing packet from your teacher. If you haven't, I don't have mine yet either. You're going to need your writer's notebook because that's where you're going to be doing some of your thinking today. So if you have your new ELA packet, you're going to go gather that, your reading notebook, a pencil, and your learning buddy. Those are the materials that you will need for this lesson. So take a moment and go gather them and then come back to me ready to go. Oh, you're back. That was fast. Okay. Today, I want to teach you how readers use their background knowledge and the author's word choices to make inferences about a character in a book. Now, let's talk about what some of those really big terms are. Your background knowledge is what you think you already know. You're going to use that, what you think you know, and the author's word choices. So we're going to read a book today, and I want you thinking about what do you already know and what words does the author use. And we're going to use both of those to make inferences about a character. So we're going to talk about how our characters feel or think. And a lot of the times the author won't say, the character feels, we have to try to figure it out. That's the make an inference part. So again, think about your background knowledge, what you know and feel, and then pay really close attention to the word choices. Think about what the characters are thinking or feeling. This is the book that we're going to read today, and it's called The Day the Crayons Quit by Drew Daywalt. And the pictures are by Oliver Jeffers. And that was really tricky for me to read because the sign is upside down. So before we even get started, think about the title, The Day the Crayons Quit. Think about your background knowledge. And then look at the illustration on the front cover. You notice the orange crayon has their arms crossed and their eyes closed. The red crayon has their hand in the air. They're holding signs. Now, I'm making a connection about the Tacoma teacher strike a couple years ago, the day the crayons quit. And so that was a day when teachers went on strike. We decided we weren't going to work until we got what we needed to be able to support our students properly. So I'm making a connection. I'm using my background knowledge, and I'm thinking about how I felt during that time. Look at how the crayons are standing. The red crayon seems kind of mad. The orange crayon maybe is kind of disappointed or tired. Let's keep reading and think about how we can use our background knowledge and the words that the author uses to make an inference or decide how the characters are thinking and feeling. One day in class, Duncan went to take out his crayons and found a stack of letters with his name on them. Hey Duncan, it's me, Red Crayon. We need to talk. You make me work harder than any of your other crayons. All year long, I wear myself out coloring fire engines, apples, strawberries, and everything else that's red. I even work on holidays. I have to color all the Santas at Christmas and all the hearts on a Valentine's Day. I need a rest. Your overworked friend, Red Crayon. Now I want to point out right here where it says, we need to talk. We need is in all capital letters. I'm also thinking about how the red crayons signed their letter, your overworked crayon. Now, I'm thinking about when I have felt overworked. That's my background knowledge and my connections that I'm using. And the author used the words overworked, and the author capitalized the we need. So I can make an inference or kind of figure out that Red Crayon might be feeling frustrated right now. That's me making an inference or figuring out how a character thinks or feels based on my background knowledge and what the author is including in the text. Let's keep reading as we practice this skill. Dear Duncan, all right, listen. I love that I'm your favorite crayon for grapes, dragons, and wizard hats, but it makes me crazy that so much of my gorgeous color goes outside the lines. If you don't start coloring inside the lines soon, I'm going to completely lose it. Your very neat friend, Purple Crayon. Take some think time and notice what our illustrator did right here. Think about what inference can you make about how purple crayon is feeling. Take some think time.
Purple's a little picky.
Purple's kind of picky, huh? Mr. Kevin thinks purple's picky. Turn and tell your learning buddy what you're thinking. Gus, I'm noticing that the illustrator included that black scribble above the purple. It's maybe a way to show us that purple's angry, like there's a dark cloud over their head. Now let's keep reading to see what other inferences we can make about our characters based on our background knowledge and what the author tells us. Dear Duncan, I'm tired of being called light brown or dark tan because I am neither. I am beige and I am proud. I'm also tired of being second place to Mr. Brown Crayon. It's not fair that Brown gets all the bears, ponies, and puppies while the only things I get are turkey dinners, if I'm lucky, and wheat. And let's be honest, when was the last time you saw a kid excited about coloring wheat? Your beige friend, Beige Crayon. Dear Duncan, Gray Crayon here. You're killing me. I know you love elephants, and I know that elephants are gray, but that's a lot of space to color in all by myself. And don't even get me started in your rhinos, hippos, and humpback whales. You know how tired I am after handling one of those things. Such big animals. Baby penguins are gray, you know. So are very tiny rocks, pebbles. How about one of those once in a while to give me a break? Your very tired friend, Gray Crayon. Well, right there, the author chose the word tired to tell us how Gray Crayon is feeling. Dear Duncan, you color with me, but why? Most of the time, I'm the same color as the page you are using me on, white. If I didn't have a black outline, you wouldn't even know I was there. I'm not even in the rainbow. I'm only used to color snow or to fill in your empty space between other things, and it leaves me feeling, well, empty. We need to talk. Your empty friend, White Crayon. Now, let's check in. We're noticing that all the crayons seem to be feeling something really, really strongly. They don't like how our character Duncan is using them. And they're telling Duncan what they think by writing him letters. That's a really interesting way that the author is using to tell this story. Dear Duncan, or hi Duncan, I hate being used to draw the outline of things. Things that are colored in by other colors, all of which think they're brighter than me. It's not fair when you use me to draw a nice beach ball and then fill in the colors of the ball with all the other crayons. How about a black beach ball sometime? Is that too much to ask? Your black friend, or your friend, Black Crayon. Now, let's notice how the author, again, include capital letters there and there and right there. Now, think about how you would feel. Use your background knowledge. If you're noticing that Duncan is using all the other crayons to fill in the beach ball, take some think time. Now, how do you think Black Crayon is feeling? Turn and tell your learning buddy. Gus, I think Black Crayon is feeling kind of left out and maybe even desperate, because I noticed in the picture he has his hands like he's begging Duncan to use him for something else. Dear Duncan, as Green Crayon, I am writing for two reasons. One is to say that I like my workloads of crocodiles, trees, dinosaurs, and frogs. I have no problems and wish to congratulate you on a very successful Coloring Things Green career so far. The second reason I write is for my friends, Yellow Crayon and Orange Crayon, who are no longer speaking to each other. Both crayons feel they should be the color of the sun. Please settle this soon because they're driving the rest of us crazy. Your happy friend, Green Crayon. Dear Duncan, Yellow Crayon here. I need you to tell Orange Crayon that I am the color of the sun. I would tell him, but we are no longer speaking, and I can prove I'm the color of the sun too. Last Tuesday, you used me to color in the sun on your Happy Farm coloring book. In case you've forgotten, it's on page 7. You can't miss me. I'm shining down brilliantly on a field of yellow corn. Your pal and the true color of the sun, Yellow Crayon. Dear Duncan, I see Yellow Crayon already talked to you. The big whiner. Anyway, could you please tell Mr. Tattletale that he is not the color of the sun? I would, but we're no longer speaking. We both know I am clearly the color of the sun because on Thursday you used me to color the sun on both the Monkey Island and the Meet the Zookeeper pages in your book, Day at the Zoo coloring book. Orange, you glad I'm here? Ha! Your pal and the real color of the sun, Orange Crayon. Dear Duncan, it has been great being your favorite color this past year and the year before that. I've really enjoyed all those oceans, lakes, rivers, raindrops, rain clouds, and clear skies. But the bad news is that I am so short and stubby, I can't even see over the railing in the crayon box anymore. I need a break. Your very stubby friend, Blue Crayon. Duncan, okay, listen here, kid. You have not used me once in the past year. It's because you think I am a girl's color, isn't it? Speaking of which, please don't tell your little sister I said thank you for using me to color in her Little Princess coloring book. I think she did a fabulous job of staying inside the lines. Now, back to us. Could you please use me sometime to color the occasional pink dinosaur or monster or cowboy? Goodness knows they could use a splash of color. Your unused friend, Pink Crayon. Now, this is making me think about the book that we read about Jamaica and the girls' boots. Remember, we had a conversation about how there's no such thing as a girl's or a boy's or anybody's thing. Anybody, be it a he, a she, or they, can use any color or wear any boots they want. Hey, Duncan, it's me, Peach Crayon. Why did you peel off my paper wrapping? Now I'm naked and too embarrassed to leave the crayon box. I don't even have any underwear. How would you like to go to school naked? I need some clothes. Help! Your naked friend, Peach Crayon. Embarrassing. Well, poor Duncan just wanted to color, and of course he wanted his crayons to be happy. And that gave him an idea. When Duncan showed his teacher his new picture, she gave him an A for coloring and an A+ for creativity. Wow, we did a lot of reading and thinking about using our background knowledge and the words and how the words were written that the author used to help us make an inference and think about how our characters were feeling. Now, in your ELA packet is this appendix called Word Collecting, and it says words that describe red crayon. Now, I want you to take some think time, and we talked about how red crayon might be feeling. See if you can figure out, how do you think you would describe red crayon? In this box, you're going to write words that describe red crayon. Now, if you don't have this ELA packet, you can do this in your writing notebook, which is what I'm going to do. First, I'm going to share my thinking with your learning buddy. Go ahead, you do the same. Gus, I think red crayon is frustrated because he keeps getting used for everything. He even used the word overworked. Now, go ahead and start your writing. Friends, we learned how readers use their background knowledge, what they think they know and feel, and the author's word choices to make inferences about a character in a book. We tried to figure out how the characters in this book were feeling based on what we already know and the words and pictures that the author and illustrator used. So you're going to practice doing this when you go off to independently read today. Appendix 2 in your ELA packet is a family letter, and it says, "Dear families, today during our readers workshop," that's what this is, "we read a book called The Day the Crayons Quit. This book was a collection of letters from crayons, and boy, were they upset. Ask your child," that's you, "about this book, and then have some fun and consider adding to this collection of letters. Be sure to include descriptive language that helps the reader know how they feel." So your independent writing today is to pretend like you're a color in a box of crayons and write a letter to Duncan. Use your background knowledge and what you think you know and how you use certain colors. How do you think that crayon feels? And write a letter to Duncan. You can use your troublemaker words chart to help you keep track of troublemaker words, and you can use your tackle a word chart when you're independently reading today to help you practice those words that seem to give you a lot of trouble. You can also practice reading your word wall. You can read a page in your Snapwords book, loud like a monster, scary like a witch, squeaky like a mouse, whisper like a secret. Or if you invent your own, I want to know about it. So you can either write me a letter, or if it's okay with your adult, have them take a video of you and send it to us here at TV Classroom, either our email address or Mr. Kevin will put up our address at the end of the lesson and you can put it in the mail. Also, I wanted to let you know that Mrs. Wally and I know that some of you are out there watching and we have your names and we're sending you letters. So check your mail and be sure to write us back. We included some envelopes that already have a stamp in them. So you just have to drop it in the mail and we will read it here on TV Classroom. Oh, and there's our email address. Now it's your 5-minute break. The materials that you're going to need for your math lesson are your whiteboard and marker, your learning buddy, and your counters. And also make a good decision to take care of your needs so that your brain and body are ready to learn. Thank you so much for reading and writing and thinking with me today and all this week. I hope you have a great weekend and I will see you on Monday. Bye.
Hi, second graders. Welcome back from your break. Today is Fact Fun Friday. So I'm going to get my highlighter ready, and you're going to figure out this fact. What is 4 plus 8? Ooh, that's not going to be a good color. Yeah, 12. How did you figure that out so quickly? Some of you just knew it. In my head, I said 8 and 2 is 10, and 2 more is 12. What is 6 plus 5? 11. How did you know that? Yeah, I did 5 and 5 is 10 and 1 more is 11. 11 plus 6. What is 11 plus 6? 11 plus 6. What is it? Yeah, it's 17. Good job. All right, next one. Are you ready? 12 plus 7. 19. All right. 4 plus 15. That one's 19 too. Awesome job, second graders. All right, let's get into our math lesson today. Today we are learning to use efficient strategies to solve subtraction problems fluently. So there are 2 options you get to choose today when solving. You can do base 10 block drawings, or you can do the open number line. Either one's fine with me. I'm probably going to choose open number line most of the time because that's most efficient for me. Now, if open number line still isn't quite making sense to you, is that going to be efficient for you? No, that's not going to be a good strategy for you. Maybe base 10 drawings are more efficient, or maybe you know how to do the standard algorithm where you cross off and you ungroup. And if you know that, that's efficient too. You can use that. So, model and solve the problem using 2 different strategies. So for this one, I want to see 2 ways to do it. I'm going to do it on my whiteboard. You're going to do it on your whiteboard. I'm going to hum a little song, and then I'm going to show mine. You can compare to mine. Are you ready? Here we go. I'm drawing a line down the middle of my whiteboard so I can show my 2 strategies. You notice my face went, because I made a mistake. I did 37 and 67 instead of 37 and 62 on my open number line, and it wasn't making sense to me. I caught my error. Even teachers make errors. Keep going. Are you ready? I'm ready. First of all, what answer did you get? I got 25. Did you get 25? Here are my models. There's my open number line. There's my base 10 blocks. Both times I got 25. That tells me that my thinking was accurate. It's really close. Compare it to yours. Now, some of you may say, Mrs. Wally, you took away 4 10s. I didn't. I took one of these 10s and I made 10 ones over here so I could subtract 7. Don't forget to do that. Okay, reset your boards. What is 35 minus 17? Show your work. Okay, here we go. Ready? Okay, here we go. Here was my thinking. Did you get 35? You didn't? What did you get? You got... Really? What did I do wrong? Here, look. 17 to 30 is 30. Oh, that didn't make sense, did it? What do I need to do? Okay, now what I need to do. I'm going to erase my hops. Okay, go ahead. Tell me. Oh, I should probably go to the next 10 so I don't make that mistake again. I think that's a really good strategy. So 17 to the next 10 is 20. How many is that? 3. Okay. Then 20 to 30 is how many? 10. And 30 to 5 is 5. Well, that's a very different number. So 35 minus 17 equals 18. Is that what you got? Thank you for your help. I appreciate it. Let's go on to the next one. Jamie draws the model below to help solve a problem. Which problem does she solve? Private think time. Which one do you think she's solving? Well, let's look. 48 to 40 is how many? 8. 40 to 30 is how many? 10. And 30 to 29 is how many? 1. Which problem was she solving? Well, first, we have to think about, we know our whole is 48, right? Because that's where we're landing here. So we know it's not A because the whole for A is 40. So that's not correct. Now we have to think about what the 2 parts are. What are the 2 parts of this problem? 29. And what's this part up here? 8, 10, and 1. 19. So which of these shows 19 and 29 is the parts and 48 is the whole? Yeah, D. The answer is D. Very good. Don has 32 shells. He gives 15 to his brother. How many shells does Don have now? Show 2 ways to find 32 minus 15. Okay, here we go. Draw that line right down the middle. Time for our song. I'm going to do it, you're going to do it, and then let's compare. Ready, set, go. I'm ready. Are you ready? Here are my 2 ways. Compare it to your 2 ways. How'd you do? Did you get the same answer as me? Did you show your thinking? The answer was 17. Excellent job. I'm going to actually make my picture a little bit bigger so you can see that better. How about now? Is that better? Whoa, that's much better. Okay. Look at mine and look at yours. How did they compare? Great job. All right. I'm going to reset. Okay. I really love the open number line. It's one of my favorite strategies. Okay. So choose yes or no to tell if you can use the strategy to find 56 minus 17. So we're going to go through each one and say, yes, that works, or it's not quite right. So you can do 56 minus 6 is 50, and 50 minus 1 equals 49. Okay, so we have a number line, and we're on 56. We're going to hop back 6, and that gets us to 50, and hop back 1, and that gets us to 49. Okay. Did we subtract 17? No, we subtracted 7. So will that work? No. That's negative. Okay, let's look at the next one. 56 minus 10 equals 46. And 46 minus 7 equals 39. Did we take away a total of 17? Let's look. 10 and 7. Ah, does that one work? Yes, it does. Okay, we have 17 plus 3 equals 20. And 20 plus 36 equals 56. Well, let's look at that on the number line. Go ahead and draw your open number line. Put 56 on the right, 17 on the left, and let's do those hops. 17 plus 3 is 20. 20 plus 36 equals 56. What would we have to do to figure out the difference then? Yeah, I don't know that this one works because you think the answer is 56, right? But they did. They counted in between the 3 and the 36, but they didn't then put those together to say 39, did they? No, they said it was 56 was the answer. So they were close, but not quite there. So we're going to say no. Here's my model. My model shows you that it's 39, but they didn't do the writing of the abstract numbers to show that thinking. So they were close, weren't they? Yeah. 4 10s and 16 ones, right? That makes 56, doesn't it? Minus 1 10 and 7 ones equals 3 10s and 9 ones. Did they find the answer? Yeah, they did. Okay. Greg subtracts 73 minus 44. Fill in the blanks to finish his subtraction. Okay. 73 minus 40 equals, what does it equal? 33, very good. Then 33 minus blank equals 30. 33 minus 3 equals 30. trying to figure out what they did here. So let's go in a number line. Because I'm thinking they might have made a little bit of a mistake. So let's look and see. I'm going to put 73 and 44. Okay. Here we go. I'm at 73. I'm going to hop backwards. And I'm going to subtract 40. And that puts me at 33. I'm at 33. And how many do I need to subtract? Okay, well, I could go to the next 10, which would be minus 3, which is going to get me at 30, right? So now I'm where? Take a look. I'm where? I'm at 30. Am I done? No, because look, I've only taken away 43. I need to take away 44. So 30 minus what? 30 minus 1 equals 29. So what is 73 minus 44? What does that equal then? Yeah, it equals 29. They didn't make a mistake. I was just confused on how they wrote that. But notice I went to something I know, number line, and it helped me figure it out. But I wanted you to see what happens when you don't understand something. You don't just go, I give up. You go, okay, what do I need to do to make this make sense to myself? All right. What strategy would you use to solve 82 minus 58? Choose and solve. Oh, our song. Dun, 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 dun. You ready? Did you get 24? That's the answer. This time I did a different strategy. I did what we call the standard algorithm. Some of you may have done this. This is also an efficient strategy. Now, we haven't talked a lot about that yet, but some of you may know it. Awesome job today, second graders. So you're going to work on the same problems we just did, but on your own. Now, as you're doing these, if these are confusing to you, you need to call your teacher. You need to make sure they help you walk through this, okay? Or you need to send me an email and let me know, and I can help you in a video and send it back to you, okay? All right, so if you have access to email, you're welcome to email me. If not, you need to pick up the phone and call your teacher if this is not making sense. Page 185 and 186, all right? All right. Did we analyze the problem? Yep. Did we choose a strategy? Yep. Did we solve the problem fluently and accurately? Yep. We used efficient strategies to solve subtraction problems fluently today. Excellent job, second graders. So now is time for our affirmation. And this one is one that is specific to math. I'm a strong mathematician. You are. Everybody is capable of being a strong mathematician. It just takes focus and seeing patterns and being willing to make mistakes and be okay with it. And to not always get it right, to figure out why. So I'm going to go first and then it's your turn. I am a strong mathematician. Your turn. Excellent job, second graders. We will see you on Monday.
Hey kids, we want to see your work. Just send your pictures and your stories to TV Classroom, 601 South 8th Street, Tacoma, Washington, 98405.